Hello, I welcome you all to the Mirror X Dialogue series. On today's edition, here we talk mainly lifestyle issues, and today we'll be having a conversation on skincare routine, whether it is necessary or is something we can do without. My name is Lydia Ezit, and I'll be your host today. In the studio, we have skin specialists who are going to give us all the gist we need to know so we can have a healthy, glowing skin. I have Mrs. Carol Arthur, who is the CEO of the Skin Therapist GH right here in Accra. He, she has been consulting for 14 years and she's been in the industry, knows all the tricks, and she's going to give them to us today. Then we have Madame Olivia Datson, a beauty therapist at the Second Image Skills College, who has also been teaching for about 20 years now. He's also going to give us what she has learned on the job because we really need to have a healthy skin so we can all glow in the dark everywhere we find ourselves. Ladies, you are all welcome to the Mirror Lifestyle Show today. You're welcome again.
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Datson and then Mrs. Arthur. So I'll start with you, Carol, because we've had a series of conversations. And last year you were in our papers teaching us why semen is not good for facial wash. So today you will tell us if skincare is necessary and what is skincare at all? What is it?
Okay, so skincare is basically care for your skin. And whenever we are talking about skincare, we talk about skin routine. So we would ask our question, what exactly is a skin routine, right?
Yeah.
So skin routine basically, we are talking about the steps, a series of steps that you go through in order to have a healthy skin. Okay, so something like oral care or brushing your teeth. So when you're about to brush your teeth, you're going to take your brush and then you're going to take the paste and then brush your teeth, wash your mouth. Some even use mouthwash and flossing. You understand? So a series of steps that you need to go through in order to care for your skin. So that's basically what skincare is.
Okay, because you mentioned a series of steps,
Yeah.
and can you tell us what these series are? I'm sure our listeners will be
Okay,
interested.
so basically when we are looking at skincare, we are looking at first cleaning it, we are looking at repairing it, nourishing it, and then protecting it. So no matter the kind of series or steps you go through, we are looking at cleansing, we are looking at repairing, we are looking at nourishing, and we are looking at protecting. So that's basically what a skincare routine is.
What are we going to use to cleanse, then repair, then protect, all in a day? Interesting.
Yeah. So each step has its products that you need to use, right? So when it comes to cleaning the skin, for example, you would need to use a cleanser. Okay, it's like washing your plates.
Okay.
You need a detergent, right, to be able to wash the dirt from the plate. So that is your cleansing step. Removing all the dust, all the dirt, all the makeup, anything that has piled up on the skin, that is what your cleansing step is doing. Then we can talk about your nourishing.
Okay.
Your nourishing here is going to be about your moisturization. Okay. So when you cleanse, you have taken away. Now we need to put back.
Okay.
Okay. So that's where your moisturization will come in. So your moisturizers, your serums, all of that will come from the repair and nourishment. Then protection, especially during the day, you need to protect your skin from the sun or from external factors. Okay, so that's where your sunscreen will come in. So you realize that with every step, there are certain products that fits into every step of the skin routine.
So you mean you have to do all these in a day? Like when you wake up and then you take your bath, before you go to work, you have to go through all these steps before I step up. Is that what it is?
That's actually pretty simple. So it's like getting into your bathroom and then washing down, right? Use a particular body wash or whatever it is to wash your skin. So at the same time, you can wash your face with your product. When you come back, you moisturize your body, don't you? You apply pomade on your body. So it's the same thing. And then lastly, if it's during the day, you just apply a product that will protect your skin from the sun. So it's pretty simple. Some have even longer steps, but this is like the very basic thing that everybody should have. Something to clean your skin, something to moisturize your skin, protect your skin during the day. If it's night routine, that is totally different, but still you cleanse, you will nourish, definitely.
And then that's just for the morning or the evening or both?
So both.
Both.
Okay. So for example, if it's a day routine, I'll use my cleanser, moisturize, and use sunscreen, right? If it's a night routine, I'll cleanse, I'll moisturize, depending if I have any other skin conditions, maybe something else will come in there. But aside that, it will definitely be your cleansing, toning, moisturization, and that's it.
Let me go to Mrs. Datsun. Do you think that these steps are necessary?
Yes, they are, because one will say that, oh, I have a good skin. I don't think there's a problem. But why then should you take your bath? Maybe you decided, you get up, you just went to bed, you came back from work, you bathed and you went to bed. You wake up the next morning, you are bathing.
Right.
Okay. Yes, that's the question we should ask ourselves. So it's necessary. We need to protect the skin. So you can't keep a lot of dead soot and all other oils that are settling on the skin, for them to be settling on the skin for a longer time. Else you have a lot of bacteria piling up on the skin and you have a lot of problems on your skin. So it's necessary that just as you take your bath, you also make sure your facial skin is properly taken care of.
Okay, so it means that there are products for each of these steps.
Yes.
Okay, and now it takes me on to my question for you. If you are not doing any of these, or it's not something that you do constantly, does it mean that you wouldn't get a healthy skin? Or how often must we do this skincare routine?
Okay, so when it comes to often, it will vary. Because if you are looking at visiting your specialist or your facial therapist, you might visit your therapist maybe once a month or fortnightly, depending on the conditions of your skin.
Okay.
Yes. But for a daily routine, that's like my sister said, you need your cleanser, your toner, and your moisturizer. That is basic. That one is basic. And you have to do that twice a day. If you can't, there are people who want to rush out to work early in the morning. But if you are able, you skip the morning, you have to make sure. As for the evening, you have to make sure you cleanse your skin properly, because there's a whole lot of things that will be settling on the skin and you can't go to bed with it. If you bath, you check this, you take your bath properly with your body wash and everything, and you finish. Just take cotton wool and then a bit of cleanser, or even just the cotton wool, and clean your skin with it and look into the cotton wool. You see that it is still dirty.
Yeah.
You get it? So you need to properly do that by using your cleansers. And there are products that have been formulated for that purpose.
Okay.
Yes.
So is the cleansing has to do with the face or the entire body?
Okay.
What are we talking about here?
So when you are talking of skincare, wherever there is skin, you have to take care of it.
That's funny.
Yes, wherever there is skin, you have to take care of it. That is why periodically you have to visit the spa, you have a body scrub, you have body wrap and all that, so that the whole skin will look healthy. Okay. And it's not just about the outside of the body. You see, it is said that what you look is what you take in.
Okay.
So taking care of the skin is not just externally, it's internal as well. Okay. So it's
we'll come back to that part. But Carol, you have done a lot of videos on Facebook, skin, and other people walking into your studio. So for someone who doesn't know about skin routine or hasn't experienced it, how would the person be able to know the specific products that you mentioned? Cleanser, right? Yeah. But is it suitable for her? How will she know which is good for the skin, the face, your legs, everywhere? Tell us.
Okay, so all of these products that I mentioned, there are varieties.
Okay.
And the varieties come from the ingredients in these products. So we don't have one cleanser that fits all skin types.
Okay.
Okay, or will fit all kinds of skin conditions. It depends on the ingredients in there. So now back to your question, how do I help someone to get a skin routine? Before you can even start a skin routine, you need to know, one, your skin type. What exactly is your skin type? Because that is the very basics. If you do not know your skin type, you might be using products for another skin type, and then that will give you issues. And I hear people talking about, oh, my friend was using this product and I also went to use it and it didn't work for me the way it worked for her, because you're not using the product for your skin. So first things first, you need to know your skin type. And when you come to a skin therapist, we do some kind of skin analysis to know exactly what skin type you have. I'll ask you a series of questions and then I'll look at your skin. Then I can tell you what your skin type is. The second thing is your skin goals. Everybody has a skin goal. For someone, her skin goal is to have clearer skin because she's probably battling with acne. Someone has a different skin goal. Someone's skin goal is to get rid of hyperpigmentation on her skin due to sunburn, due to using harsh products, something like that. Someone else, she has wrinkles that she wants to combat. Someone wants to stop aging. Okay, she doesn't want to move forward. She doesn't want to move forward. She wants to care for her skin. So depending on your skin goals, that is what is going to determine what skincare products you should be using. Because you can't have a skin goal of having a clearer skin and then you'll be using products for anti-aging.
Anti-aging, okay.
It's like you've missed the spot. You understand? When you are fishing, you need to fish at exactly where you want a particular type of fish. So if I want red fish, that is probably at the top part, and then I go so deep that I'm now catching shark. I've missed the point, you understand? So you know your skin type, you know your skin goals. That is what is going to help us to know, okay, which combination of products do I need to give this person so that the person can get exactly what she wants from her skin.
Okay, thank you. So if you just join in, this is the Mirror X Dialogue series. We are talking about skincare routine, if it is necessary. And then from our specialists, they have mentioned that we need 3 basic skincare routine. That's for cleansing, then repair, and then nourishing. There are products for each and every step. So, and then just like you have goals in the office, you have your corporate goals, you have your dreams, or all the goals that you have for yourself. You must have goals for your skin. So if it's anti-aging you are looking at, you don't use products that is maybe for clear skin or products that works on pimples or anything. So then here we are still on it. So if you just join in, you can go to all our Facebook, our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and then Twitter. You join in the conversation. Mrs. Datson, what do you have to add to what Mrs. Carol Arthur just told us?
So taking care of your skin, like she said, you can't just get up and use anything. You would have to see your specialist and then would have to diagnose what your skin type and conditions are. Then that will determine the products that will be used for you. And you have to make sure that you follow it, because if you don't follow it, you would have problems. You don't start, if you are supposed to be on the treatment for, let's say, morning, evening for about 3 months, and then you'll be skipping it. Just like you have your medical medications and you decide to skip, you have problems on the way. So you need to follow the routine as it is guided by your therapist or your specialist.
Okay, before I came up with this topic, I remember discussing with people and then they mentioned that skincare is just when you use makeup and then you just remove it. Like, people really didn't have much to say about it. But do you think that when you use skincare routine, it's just when you have makeup on and then you are removing it? Or someone with a beautiful skin doesn't, like, what's the relationship between skincare and then makeup? What is it?
Right. So when you are talking of makeup and then skincare, they are two different things. Although you are using them on the same facial skin.
Yeah.
Makeup is to accentuate your features, like enhance your features. And then when you talk of skincare, just like the name is, you are taking care of the skin. Yes. So they are two different things, although you use them on the skin. When you have a clearer and beautiful skin, it even adds up to your makeup.
Okay.
Yes, so makeup is where you use your makeup products to enhance the features. But your skincare routine, like I said, is to take care of the skin. We should know that the skin is not a dead thing. It's alive. It's a living thing. Just like your baby you take care of. You see, it's a living thing. It eats, it drinks, it's alive, it breathes. You see, so you have to take good care of it so that it can live to your expectation.
But do you still need skincare routine if you don't wear makeup?
Yes.
You don't do anything to your face or your skin.
We do many things to our face, even if we don't use makeup. Like we use powder as makeup. You use pomade.
Okay, for people who don't use powder.
For people who don't use
They don't
powder,
use anything on their face.
yes. So they will say they don't use makeup, but like I said, the skin is a living thing. It has to be taken care of.
Okay.
So as you walk through the day, you have dust, you have soot, smoke from your car and all that. You have the sun. You have a whole lot of external things and environmental things that are working on the skin. And you have to make sure that you take good care of it so that they don't damage the skin. Okay. So it's important that you take care of the skin. So you can't say, because I don't use makeup, I won't take care of my skin. Your skincare routine is basic. That one you can't run away from it.
Okay. Carol, do you also think that your skincare routine is basic and you cannot run away from it? And I'm asking this because from people that I've spoken to, when they wake up, they just wash their face. But and you myself,
They wash their face.
oh, it's also part of skincare routine, right?
You are cleansing.
Yes.
The only problem is the bath products good for the facial skin.
Yes.
That will only be the challenge. Okay. I want to talk a bit on the makeup skin link.
Okay.
Okay. And I always use this kind of illustration. So think of a wall.
Okay.
A wall that's about to be painted. Okay. But this wall has water damage, it's peeling, it has issues with it. Okay. Now, before a painter will actually paint this wall, he's going to prep the wall, right? If he doesn't prep the wall and then just splashes paint over it, it might look nice for a little while, but the thing is that that paint will not last.
Okay.
It's the same thing with skincare and makeup. When you prep the canvas very well, the makeup sits beautifully on it. It makes the makeup last even longer. So when you are doing makeup, it is very essential that you take care of your skin. There are many people who wouldn't wear that heavy makeup if they had clear skin. I know of clients who had to wear heavy makeup to cover up the kind of skin conditions that they have. If they have to step out of their gate, they have to apply makeup before they go meet someone. You understand? So it's extremely important that we take care of the skin. Even if you do not apply any makeup, like she said, there's a lot that is settling on your skin. Let's not even go far. Your own sweat. You sweat and then it settles on the skin. If it is not washed, it can even block your own pores if it is not cleansed away. So if someone doesn't even apply makeup, sweat, dust, fumes from the exhaust pipes, things, microorganisms are all over, everywhere. Even your hair products can settle on your skin. Someone with dandruff, it can settle on your skin. You understand? So there's a whole lot that goes into skincare. So the fact that I don't apply makeup and everything, you still need to be able to cleanse your skin and then take very good care of your skin. Yeah.
That's very interesting. But in all this, how do you know the product you are using is working? The product for your skincare routine. How do you know it is working?
Okay. So the very first telltale sign is skin texture. Now, before you can even tell a difference, so that you can do comparative analysis and everything, you need to know how your skin already feels like before even starting the skincare routine. How does my skin look like? How does it feel like? Okay. Now, once I know that and I start a skincare routine, I'll be able to judge. Sometimes you can't really judge because you don't have a trained eye, but there are a few things that you yourself can actually tell. So your skin texture is the very first thing that changes when your skin routine is working. Your skin feels softer, it feels smoother, and then it looks clearer.
That is when it is working.
That is when it is working. Okay, so I start using a product. I start using a set of products, cleanser, moisturizer, whatever it is. Okay, now in the first few days, skincare is not a miracle. We all know that, right? Yeah, I have to say this first. It's not a miracle. But when it comes to your skin texture can actually improve in a few days.
Okay, like how many days?
I won't give an exact number of days, but I'll probably say maybe 3 to 5 days.
Yeah, within a week.
Within the first week that you're using the product, your skin texture improves.
You mentioned 3 days, and a quick one. You see, sometimes when you see products on the market, you see fast action 7 days.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that it's working and it's authentic.
Let's hold our horses. Let's hold our horses right there.
For what?
Yeah, you understand. The claims for the fast action thing has to do with skin tone.
Yes.
Okay.
Skin color. What I'm talking about is skin texture.
So two different things.
Two different how it feels. Okay. So your skin feels supple. Okay. It feels a bit softer than how it was. Sometimes your skin was probably dehydrated, but suddenly you feel that it seems more hydrated. Okay. There's a balance of oil. Your skin is not too oily, and then it's not dry. Okay. It's like some way, somehow, your skin has balanced. That's also a sign that it is working. You understand? So I'm not talking about skin tone. That has to do with changing of housing. People change their housing in 3 days. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about texture here, okay? But basically, you can tell if your skincare is working. You should give your skincare about 28 days in order to actually see the full benefits of your products or of your skin routine.
28 days.
28
That's
days.
like almost 1 month.
Yeah. Yes. So let's say 4 weeks. Okay. There's a little disclaimer on that though, because depending on your age, that number can change. So if I'm in my 20s, my skin care routine, I'll probably see a change in that 28 days. But let's say I'm 40, 50, 60, now that number increases. So if I'm 50, for example, it means that my skin is going to take probably around 45 to 50 days to respond to my skincare routine. Okay, so the kind of advice I'll give to a 50-year-old will be different from the kind of advice I'll give to someone in their 20s. Okay, so that's how you tell if the product you're using is actually working or not. Okay, and sorry, one last thing. There's less irritation as well. Okay, so if a particular product...
That is when it is working.
When it is working, less irritation. If your skincare product is making you itchy or it burns, it means it's something that you should probably stop using. But if it used to burn, but now it has sort of improved, then it's a sign that your skincare...
But you know, sometimes when you see comments that people bring on social media attacking some of these skincare vendors, it come across like there's a reaction, like irritation and all that, but they don't stop. They continue to use it. So from the picture, you see when the thing was starting, and then you see where it became too much, and then the third picture,
it's clear.
What do you have to say to some of these things? When there's an irritation, do you need to stop or you try your luck to see? So, because some of these products are very expensive, so they don't want to throw them away.
Yeah. So when it comes to your skin reacting in a particular way, as to whether to stop or whether to continue, your skin therapist can help you with that. But I'm going to give a clue. There are certain ingredients that make the skin a little bit worse before it gets better. So if it is one of those ingredients, I will advise you to continue. So one ingredient like that is salicylic acid, for example. for people who have acne. Now, salicylic acid has a way of purging. It purges you. And also retinol, they purge you. So they'll purge you for a little bit, for a few days, and then they'll clear up.
Okay.
So if you're using any of those ingredients as a skin therapist, I'll probably tell you to continue and then watch it for a while.
It means that you have to check for the ingredients for the product.
So it's not for every product.
Okay.
That's why you often need to consult with professionals when it comes to using products on your skin. Okay. So there are some ingredients that purge you before they get better.
Okay.
But then if your skin product is giving you irritation, and by irritation I'm talking about burning or redness or even swelling. You understand? These are adverse reactions, and you need to consult your skin therapist whether you should probably continue, because she would be able to tell if this is normal or not. But redness, please no. Swelling, no. You understand? Or burning. It means that we probably have to switch the products you're using to something a bit more gentler. It's possible you have a sensitive skin and you're using a really harsh product for someone whose skin can withstand those ingredients. That is why you don't just buy stuff. Because
Over the counter.
you don't just buy stuff and then use them. At least consult us more, and then ask, because me, I'm always available. Just ask me if this is okay for my skin or not. Then I'll be able to guide you on the right path.
The consultation doesn't come because it is not free.
I can.
But comparing the consultation with all the problems you're going
that you're
to
going
have.
to face. Yeah.
That's it. What do you have to add on to what Mrs. Athas just said?
Yeah, so like she said, you don't just jump into using products or decide that, okay, I'll continue because I've used my money to buy it.
So yeah.
You see, so you end up worsening your case. So it's so important that you see your specialist.
Okay.
So that we'll be able to determine whether the product you have is good for you or not. Like she said, there are adverse reactions. With that, it means that there's something in the product that doesn't agree with your skin, and therefore you have to discontinue the use. Most of the times you just jump into buying products without it being recommended by your specialist. There are lots of products out there, but even if you want to buy, you have to know whether it's good for you.
Okay.
It's important.
So from all that you have told us, there's a skincare routine for the morning and then the evening, right? Is the night routine a bit different from the morning routine?
Yes, it's slightly different because for the day you are going into the sun and you would need a sunblock.
Okay.
You see, those are women, you see them in the sun and some are wearing socks, some are wearing their big hats because they want to protect their skin from the sun. Although it is said that the sun is good for us, helping to produce vitamin D, there are other levels of the sun. You have the UVA, the B, you have the infrared and all that. So if they get deeper into the skin, into the dermis, then you end up having cancers and all that. And we don't want to see that. So you have to protect us. So that is why mostly if I had brought my backpack, you see umbrella inside. So we don't need to wait for rains. The umbrella is Akateria, not Akatensuo. But most of us want to use it when it's raining. So we protect ourselves from the sun. And it's good for you to use moisturizers that have sunblocks. If you don't want to buy separate sunblocks, there are moisturizers that have sunblocks in them. And you see some write SPF. It means that there's a sunblock, sun protection factor. And you have 5, you have 10, you have 15. The higher the number, it means the more protection you have in the sun.
Okay.
So if I have SPF of 5, it means that if I go into the sun times 60, so that is the hours my skin can be able to stay in the sun. So if I'm staying in the sun for a longer time, it means I have to get a product that has a higher SPF so that my skin can be protected properly. And we should also know that different skin color will determine the number of hours or timing you should be in the sun, even if you have SPF. Because the two of us,
Okay.
she's more protected than I am.
Why?
Because I'm darker.
Because she's darker. The skin produces its own protection. That's the melanin, the dark skin. God in his own sense knows that we are in the sunny conditions and our skin need to be protected. So you realize that as you step into the sun, for some few minutes, you realize that your skin color will now start changing, becoming a bit darker. So it means that naturally the skin wants to protect itself from the sun. So you can't just go into the sun without protection. You have to get some protection for the skin so that you don't damage it.
Okay, but do you think that you still need a skincare routine if you have a very beautiful skin?
Yes, because you have to maintain it. So someone will say, oh, my skin is normal. Just like our babies. We all give birth to children and their skin are so soft, like we love it. You get it? So what changes? That when you grow, everything now becomes... because we don't take good care. Look at how our parents say, they'll buy vitamin E and put in our pomade. They'll buy everything and use it on, they'll exfoliate the skin. Baby skin, they will do exfoliation and everything. It's looking beautiful. But as we are growing, we just ignore it. And then the skin becomes worse. So, yes, it's important. Somebody will also tell you, oh, I have oily skin. When I bath, I don't use any pomade. You see, then you are rather destroying the skin because you need to hydrate the skin. That's why when you are buying products, even with body creams, you have creams and you have lotions.
Okay.
So it's not everybody that is supposed to use creams.
What's the difference?
So with the cream, the cream is heavier. It has more oil and less water. But with the lotions, they have less oil and more water. So if you have oily skin, you don't have to put more oil.
That's for which one?
So if you have oily skin, you don't have to use more oil. So you have to use lotions.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Then if you have a dry skin, then use the creams. But we don't know. We end up using anything for... And some will say, oh, shea butter is good. It's natural. But it has a lot of oil. No moisture.
It means that it's not good for all skin.
So you can use it. Then it means that you have to add something to it.
Okay.
So that it will balance your skin type. That's why we said from the beginning that knowing your skin type is key. And then the conditions. So somebody might have oily skin, all right, but the person is working in the bank, AC, high, 24/7. By the time you see the person's hands and everything, it's like... So the person has oily skin though, but the person is being dehydrated. So you need to replace that moisture that is lost. So it depends on the condition, where you are, and what you are supposed to use. So you have to understand some of these things, and you go to somebody's, I mean like this, you come to my house, I use 4 different moisturizers on my body.
In a day?
Yes.
Why?
Because I use different things for my soul.
Okay, and that...
I use different things for my face.
Okay.
And I use different things for my body.
Okay.
Because they all have different skin types or conditions. There are people that will tell you, oh, my face is smooth. But when you look at the skin of the hand or the arms, you realize that the person's skin is dry.
Okay.
So you can't use the same thing everywhere. Are you getting it? So you say, oh, mommy, we don't scout into no, but the person knows that this is my condition and that I can't use the same thing for everything.
Does that mean that it must all come from one brand, or you can use different products?
Okay, so it depends. There are some brands that are good, but they might not have everything you want.
Okay.
That's why my sister said from the beginning, you should know the content, the ingredients of the product. So if I have a product that doesn't contain a specific ingredient that I need for a specific treatment, then I can also rely on a different brand that has it. But it's good if you have one brand that has everything. That is perfect. But if not, you can also have different brands as well.
Okay, so what's the specific ingredients that is needed in the various products? I remember Carol mentioned some, but for each steps, for cleansing, for repairing, then nourishing, is there any specific ingredient that we need to look out for?
Okay, so for the skin, there are some vitamins that the skin needs, like vitamin E. Okay, so every product that you buy, if they have vitamin E, is good. Some contains ascorbic acid, like vitamin C, that also nourishes the skin. It's good for the skin's healing and all that.
Okay.
So if you have product that contains some of these vitamins, it's good for the skin.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Datson. So, Carol, is skincare a feminine thing? If not, what is in it for the men? I'm sure there are some men who would also want to take part.
Yeah.
Before
Before I go to that question, there were a few things I wanted to also add up to.
Okay.
So on the issue of SPF, the sun protection factor,
Okay.
for the kind of area we are in, you should not be looking at anything less than SPF 30.
Okay.
Anything less than SPF 30 is just something dancing on your skin and not really doing
We need
much.
to look out for that.
Look out for that.
SPF
30 and
okay.
above. So
Okay.
if you are in Ghana, in Africa, and you're going to buy a sunscreen, look out for SPF 30 or SPF 50 or anything
40.
above that. Okay, so that will probably help. I think you spoke about something again, but it's quite escaped me. But when you're asking about if skincare is feminine thing,
Yeah.
skin knows no gender. Skin is skin, right? Men have skin, women have skin. So men also need skincare. In fact, with them, it's a bit specialized because the skin of men is a little bit unique than the skin of women.
Really? Tell us more.
So we have a gland in the skin called sebaceous gland.
Okay, that's for the men.
For everybody.
For everybody. Every skin has sebaceous gland.
Okay.
Your sebaceous gland is what produces your skin oil. Okay. In men, is larger
Okay.
and more. So more men basically have more oil production than women do. Okay. And they have thicker skins than women do. So that is why there are products sometimes that are specifically created for men, especially now that we have beard gang kind of thing. So now hair also comes into play. And hair in itself, it's one thing that harbors bacteria easily.
Okay.
Which means that men have a higher possibility of getting skin infections, especially in the skin around their beard area. Okay. So yes, men can also use skincare. They also need to cleanse, and they also need to moisturize, and they need to use sunscreen. And I know, because I have male clients, and I know how hard it is to convince them to actually have a routine. In fact, if you give them anything more than 2 products, forget it. So I'll probably stick with a cleanser for them and then a moisturizer for them, and beg them to at least use a sunscreen during the day. Okay. With regards to, she spoke about ingredients. You asked her about what specific ingredients should a person use. I won't give you a straightforward answer.
Why?
Because no 2 skins are the same.
Okay.
What I recommend for you will be different from what I recommend for someone else. Depending even on age, depend on a person's lifestyle, depend on a whole lot of things. You understand? So if I say ingredients right now, everybody is going to look out for those ingredients.
At least we need one when we are buying, me or somebody watching. When we go to the market from this discussion, we want to get the right product for cleansing, repairing, and then nourishing. So you
all in one ingredient.
So like I said earlier, know your skin type first, and then know your skin goals. And no 2 people have the same skin type and then the same skin goals. So for example, someone, I can group it.
Okay.
Maybe that would be better. So for people in their 20s, you're looking at maintaining your skin. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking at hydrating your skin. So you're looking at products which have urea or products which have ceramides in them.
Okay.
If you're in your 20s, but you have an extremely oily skin, this might probably not help. You might need a whole different set of ingredients, like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide.
Okay.
You understand? If you're in your 30s or late 20s to 30s, age is catching up with you, whether you like it or not. The age, it is catching up. So now you need to look at what's on age. You understand? So late 20s, middle 30s to early 40s, you're looking at maintaining that collagen. Now, collagen are the fibers that is keeping you young.
Okay.
Prevents wrinkles, prevents the lines and all of those.
Then we need more of that.
Exactly. So when you're in your 30s, you should be looking at things or ingredients that build collagen. And like she mentioned one, vitamin C or ascorbic acid. Okay. You're looking at retinol as well. So retinol in the night, I beg, retinol in the night, not during the day.
Not during the day,
Yes.
in the night.
In the night. And then vitamin C in the morning.
Okay.
These two, just these two ingredients, if you add them to your skincare game. So you have your cleanser, you have your vitamin C serum in the day and the moisturizer. At night, your cleanser, retinol serum, and a moisturizer.
Okay.
I promise you that your skin will transform.
Hey.
But as much as we are also saying this, please, if your skin is too sensitive, sometimes ascorbic acid might be too much for you.
For you, okay.
So like we're saying, visit your skin therapist. I'll either charge you very little or not much, or maybe I'll give it to you for free. But at least visit your skin therapist to be able to guide you on the right products to use. Okay.
Okay, so that comes back to your last statement. How often do we need to visit you guys?
Okay.
We want to be coming there. From this education, we'll be coming.
Yeah.
How often? In a
So-
year, maybe just twice or tell us.
Okay. So I would say again that it depends on your skin goals and then your skin conditions. For example, if I have a client coming to me with acne, okay, she has severe acne, maybe grade 3 acne or grade 2 acne. Someone like that, I probably need to see every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we need to constantly be removing blockages
Okay.
and constantly be exfoliating the skin, aside what she'll be using at home. But let's say someone has won the genetic lottery, and there are people who win when it comes to genetic lottery. They have beautiful skin. You can see it in all the family members that this is genetic. They have beautiful skins. People like that, they can probably decide to go monthly, or even for some, every 2 months, you can at least do one facial. That is just to what? Maintain the skin. So it's not one size fits all that everybody needs to come once a month, or everybody needs to come 2 times a year, or all of that. No. It depends on your skin condition, depends on your skincare goals. When you visit a skin therapist, for example, with me, when I'm doing my consultation, and I ask you all the questions, I draw a treatment plan for you. So we draw a plan. The plan includes what treatment your skin specifically needs. So it's customized. What your skin specifically needs. How many times do we need to do this? What kind of products do we need to use? And then how long are we doing these treatments for? So there are times we can say, okay, for the first 6 months, we are doing this number of treatments. After the 6 months, we are going to reassess and then see if we need to change something, we need to go another route, whatever it is, but we draw a treatment plan for you, so that you'll be able to know, okay, so you know that in the month, this is what I'm doing. You know that in the next 2 months, this is what I'm doing. This is what I should expect in the first month, second month, third month. That makes it easier for you to at least track your progress.
Okay, you mentioned something about facials, that we can go to our skin specialist for that. But then there's one thing that has also trended for a very long time. You know, now people do their own facials at home. What are some of the common practices that you think that if we do, it will harm our body, like our skin, especially our face?
Okay, so one trend, I'll talk about other ones though, but one thing that I often see people doing is over exfoliation.
Okay.
Now, this is very important. Exfoliation, let me explain what exfoliation is. So, exfoliation is removing of the dead skin cells on the surface of your skin. So, products such as skin scrubs is what we use for exfoliation. Okay. For some years now, I've seen some products that are quite chemical exfoliants. It's in a small bottle, it's red in color. I don't want to mention the name, but
I think I've seen it.
it's red in color. It's a chemical exfoliant. Okay, your scrub will be a physical exfoliant because you have to physically do an action to be able to remove the dead skin cells. Chemically, it just dissolves the dead skin cells for you. Okay. So over exfoliation is the problem. People are exfoliating too much because we made the mistake of educating the public that when you exfoliate, it's good for your skin, and your skin product penetrates much better when you exfoliate. But now we're overdoing it. So now people are exfoliating every day. It's part of their daily skin routine.
Really? So, but how many times do you think we can do it in a week? Or is it once a month? Or
No.
Depends. So.
I would give you twice. I would give you twice in a week, depending on your skin type, though. So for people who have oily skin types or congested skin types, when I say congested, they have blackheads, they have whiteheads, a whole lot of blockages. I'll give you 2 to 3 times a week of exfoliation.
Okay.
But that would have to be on the guidance of a skin therapist.
Okay.
For many people, once a week is fine for exfoliation. You can choose a day. It can be Saturdays, it can be Sunday, where you exfoliate your skin. And then that is just it. Because when you over exfoliate, what happens is you've removed part of the top layer.
Okay.
It needs time to rebuild itself. But all rebuilding now, then you take off. It starts rebuilding now, then you take off. So now you start getting irritations. Your skin gets drier. You start getting burning sensation when you just do a simple thing like cleansing. Now I start to say burning, or you get redness of the skin, some rash, because you are taking off too much of the skin. So that is one practice that at least I would say it's a no-no. 2 times, once a week is fine for exfoliating within the week. We can also talk of do-it-yourself things at home, where people mix, they are chefs, they mix kitchen ingredients. You see someone with, her lemon and her honey and her turmeric and her sugar and everything, mixing everything together.
All for the face.
All for the face, I'm telling you. I don't know what she's trying to cook.
That's
interesting.
I'm telling you. You understand? But most times, these things might not be good for your skin.
But I believe it works.
Yes. See, when it comes to lemon, for example, it's extremely acidic.
Okay.
Extremely acidic, which means it is stripping a whole lot from your skin. So it might look like it's working, probably first 2 days, but I'm telling you that it will get to a point where you're going to start getting skin irritations and all of those things. So please, the kitchen ingredients are for eating. They are for food for us to chop. So let's hold on a little bit with any of these things. If you want to use them, please at least consult, and then we can at least help you with it.
Okay, if you just tune in, we're having a discussion on skincare routine, whether it is necessary or not. But we have really, really exhausted the whole topic. I mean, we are almost wrapping up. But then one of the things that our skin specialist, Carol Arthur, just said is that a lot of people exfoliate a lot. And I think once or twice a week is very good. It's very good. We need to tone down on that. So you can still join us on all our social media pages. Mrs. Datson, what do you have to say? Do you think that exfoliation is too much on the rise among women? I'm not sure men do it.
Some men also do.
Really?
Yes, some men also do. Just like my sister just said, too much of it is not good.
Okay.
It should be monitored and guided, because you are exposing the top layer of the skin. Okay, so the moment you remove the top layer, it means that the next layer is being exposed, and you can cause problems for your skin rather than doing it good. So if you want to exfoliate or you learned about it, consult your specialist. That's what I'll say. And one thing I'll also add is that it's good for us to take care of our skin externally, like we are all discussing. But we should also take note that what we take in is important.
Okay.
You can buy the whole world products, but if you are not eating well, your skin would not look good.
Good. Okay.
Because the skin, like she said, is building up. It's alive. So when the skin cells are fed, then it will be pushing up and it will look nicer and fresher. So we should also look at what we eat. When you see your specialist, you'll be guided.
No,
What
you want to tell us? What do you think we should eat?
So basically, it's a balanced diet.
Okay.
Yes,
We should stop
balanced
all the
diet.
fufu and all the we eat with no
We
food.
eat everything. We eat everything, but you should know that within the day, it's not that in the morning eat this, eat everything at a go.
Okay.
But within the day, you should know that you are eating food from all the 6 food groups.
Okay.
Yes, within the day. So maybe you decide that I want to take my breakfast. I'll use maybe some salads in the afternoon. You are eating your fufu. Definitely, you will not add salad. You eat your fufu and your light soup or your granite soup based on the soup you like. Yeah. And then maybe in the evening you want to take some rice. Some people will say, oh, I don't like meat and all that. It depends on your health conditions as well. But if not, you can take meat, you can take fish. All these food that we have, they all have their specific nutrients that are good for our body. So we have to make sure within the day we take a balanced diet that would cover all the 6 food groups and drink a lot of water. So that because our skin, our whole body has more water. So as we go by activities and we are losing them through sweating and all that, we should replace it. So that's what I would also add.
Okay, and when you mentioned what we need to eat, you know that there's also another trend where someone can take like a week or 2 just to eat fruits that gives very good skin, like blending them in juice. She will not eat anything, just that she will take it the whole 2 weeks, and they believe that it works for them. And that, you know,
Detoxification. So their periods, just like their periods, you do fasting
So you
and
see,
all that. So
there are a lot. People are doing a lot to have a healthy, beautiful skin. But do you think that these juicing and all adding all sorts of things, what do you have to say? Yeah.
Okay. So with the juicing, I think they're probably targeting vitamin C in there, because
sure.
vitamin C helps very much when it comes to giving a beautiful skin tone. But like she said, a balanced diet is not just made up of vitamin C or vitamins. You understand? You need your carbohydrates for energy. In fact, your skin cells need that energy to be able to divide and then build up and all of that. Okay. You need your proteins as well. You understand? Your vitamins, your minerals, you need all of those things. So you can't just
take right proportions.
Right proportions, you understand? So you can't just be concentrating on just one food group and then expect that you are going to have a healthy skin. Okay. But there are some nutrients that I think we should look out for when it comes to skincare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So zinc is one, and then we have our vitamin C. So in fact, if you're not taking any supplement at all, and then you have zinc and vitamin C, you should be building beautiful skin. Okay. You can talk of your vitamin D as well. Yes. So that coupled with any other skincare that you put on top of your skin should at least give you some sort of a balanced skin and beautiful healthy skin. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about tablets, you know, there are people who eat well, have very quality products for all the routine, the cleansing, the repairing, and then the nourishing, and then still take what they call beauty tablets.
Okay.
Don't you think that we are doing too much?
We are actually doing too much, like a whole lot. Actually, yeah, these people are quite obsessed with skincare, and they are probably just prescribing things for themselves without seeking proper guidance. Okay, because if you are eating well and at least you have some sort of supplements, that should be enough. Unless, of course, your food is not giving you the right amount of vitamins or minerals that you need. So sometimes we're actually doing a lot. Some are taking collagen tablets and not even knowing that the collagen tablet is what is making them break out in acne. Yeah.
Okay.
So people with acne prone skin should actually stay clear from collagen tablets and all that.
That's people with acne.
Who have acne prone skin.
Okay.
Yeah. But most don't know this, so they just take whatever it is that, I mean, her friend is using
so
it.
far as it's been mentioned,
then they just go straight ahead with it. Yeah.
Okay, before I go to our Facebook page to check questions, Mrs. Dustin, what advice will you give to someone who has listened to us and wants to start a skincare routine from today?
So for you to start, visit any beauty clinic nearby, and then your skin will be checked, will be analyzed. We'll know what your skin type is, what your underlying conditions are, and then treatments plan will be drawn for you. Then you start from there.
To check questions, Mrs. Dustin, what advice will you give to someone who has Sorry, I'm listening.
So I'll say that if you are a first timer, you now want to start a routine, just walk into any good beauty clinic and then they will check your skin, get to know what your skin type is, what your underlying conditions are, and then they would get you a treatment plan that you will follow. Then you start from there, because you can't just start anything. You have to know what your skin type is, what the conditions are, then the products that would be good for you, and then how you should go about it.
Okay, Carol, I want to give you this question. Someone is asking, what about products that they write daily scrubs?
Daily scrubs.
Yeah.
Well, the company is trying to sell a product. So the more you use it, definitely, the earlier it will finish for you to come and buy again. But scrubs or exfoliants should not be used on a daily basis. Sometimes the mistake is that you might even be using a cleanser, that's an exfoliant, but you might not even know that it's an exfoliant. One ingredient that is exfoliating is salicylic acid. So imagine you're using a cleanser that has salicylic acid in it, and then you're using a daily scrub. That's double trouble. You're actually stripping your skin of a whole lot of things.
Very sensitive.
You understand? So please, when it comes to exfoliation or scrubbing, let's just limit it to twice or once in a week, upon the guidance and advice from your skin therapist.
Okay, and then Ms. Dustin, this question is for you. Someone wants to know if indeed some products can slow aging process.
Yes, there are products that can slow aging process, and like I also said, what you take in is key. So you have to balance the two, so that, and when it comes to aging process too, it depends on your skin type as well.
With the aging?
Yes.
Okay.
So if, let's say, you have a friend who has oily skin,
okay,
and then you have a dry skin, as you grow, the two of you should look at how faster one ages.
Okay.
You realize that the one that has oily skin, the aging is not as fast as the person that has a dry skin.
Why?
Yes, because we all have skin, but the skin functions differently based on the structure, the functions of the structures in your skin. Like she said, men have larger sebaceous glands and pseudoferous glands, and they end up producing a lot of oils and then sweat and all that. So it varies. So when you see your specialist and then your skin type is determined, then you'll be guided as to how to maintain your skin so that you don't fall into that aging problem that you want to correct. So if you just want to compare, somebody might be taking care of the skin, but if you are not using the right thing, you end up having those fine lines and wrinkles faster. Because you don't know what is best for you.
Yeah. Can I add up?
Oh, sure.
So whether some products can actually help with aging, I would say it depends on the ingredients in the products and then the concentration of the ingredients in the product. I'll give you an example. There are two separate products, both saying they have vitamin C or ascorbic acid. One only has a drop of vitamin C, but she's saying it's vitamin C products. And then some has the other one has the right concentration of vitamin C needed to effect change in the skin. So it depends. So when it comes to aging, I'll always go for medical grade products as opposed to drugstore brands. Drugstore brands are the brands that you see everywhere. You go to Makola, you see. Go to pharmacy, you see. You go.
Those are drugstore.
Those are the main like popular.
It's very Medical grade products are not too popular, and they only operate through sometimes licensed skin therapists. They only sell through those kind of people. So yes, some products can actually help with anti-aging, but it depends on the concentration of the ingredients and what ingredients are in there.
I'll also quickly add that currently when you go to town, you would have products that is labeled for all skin type. For all skin type. And that is a bit dangerous.
Okay.
Yes, because the skin types are different and must be treated differently. So if you are saying that the same thing can be used for all the skin types, there is a bit of problem. So that is where your specialists come in here to tell you whether your skin type will really go with that. Because like she said, somebody will have just a drop and tell you it's enough for you. And you will think because, there is a kind of vitamin C or vitamin E is good and there's collagen, I'm done. But it will not meet your need.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone is also asking, what about certain soap that you can put on your face and let it sit for a few minutes to slow down aging?
See, I'm already shaking my head. So that is one major challenge with certain products. Now, soap in itself, I don't want to confuse anybody, but soap in itself is not even supposed to be on your skin.
Okay.
Use it to wash your dishes.
Why?
Or all of that. Okay.
Because there are lots of facial soap.
Yes. Unless it's been formulated specifically for the skin.
Okay.
Then fine. But soap in general is alkaline. I'll take us through a little bit of science. So your skin is slightly acidic. Okay. If you remember the number line when we were in primary, so we have a line 0, you have 0 and everything. So counts. So 0 to 14, right? In the middle is 7, right? So we have 0 to 6 here, and then we have 8 to 14 on the other side. Now your soap is 14, and your skin is 5. 4 and then 5. So your skin is here, and then the soap is here. So your skin is acidic, and then the soap is alkaline. When you apply soap on the skin, it changes the pH of the skin. So that now the skin starts getting issues because the skin can only function optimally at its pH of 4.5, 5.6. If it changes, then it starts misbehaving. So putting that soap, which is alkaline, on your skin is already disrupting it. You see, when you bath and you don't wash the walls, you see the scum that appears on that is what is on your skin. Yes. Even when you wash off, it blocks the skin. So the scum is now on your skin. You understand? So imagine putting a product like this, not just washing with it, but leaving it. And then sweeping your whole house. Plus you'll be singing too on top. And then leaving it there for like 5 minutes, some even more, because they want the product to work. No.
So there's nothing like that?
No. See, if you are breaking down the skin's natural oil. The skin has its protection. A nice layer on top called acid mantle. It's oils and a sweat and a whole lot of things that prevent microorganisms from entering your skin. Now when you use soap,
you break it.
You strip the skin of that acid mantle. So for that time, till the skin is able to rebuild that acid mantle, your skin is vulnerable. So that soap you have applied, it is actually breaking this thing down to such an extent that now your skin is no longer protected, microorganisms can enter, any moisture in your skin can also evaporate. So we get people who have dehydrated skins
Yeah.
because of this issue. Now the skin is wrinkling. It looks a bit stiff, feels a bit tight. It looks shiny like rubber.
You want to take off all the...
You don't understand why that is happening. It's because of the soap that you have applied on your skin. So when such people come and then you change their cleanser to a facial cleanser, their skin responds pretty quickly.
Why?
Because they've been using the wrong thing for like a long time. So once the skin is exposed to something that it actually needs, like a skin cleanser, a properly formulated facial cleanser, their skin improves. And like I said earlier, you see a change first in your skin texture. So the skin texture will improve. So please, soap, not at all. Not even think of leaving it there
30 minutes.
for 30 minutes, please, no, I beg.
You know, talking about soap, you see, aside what it's being sold on the market, there are also certain soap that personally I've seen that those who sell them say it is natural. Yeah, for facials, and it's all over Instagram, it's all over. If you go to Makola, you find them there. Do you think that, from what he just said, for me, I think that you are speaking mainly on what is being sold on the market, but for what is the homemade soap that finds its way on the market, that it's being marketed as very natural, can we put that one on our face, since the one that has been formulated and brought to the market, and it is soap, but it's not in any branded pack.
So it's soap.
I know it is soap, but I want to say that they claim it is natural. Since it is natural, it's perceived as it has no side effect.
Yes, and that is the mistake we often make, that natural equals to safe. That is not the case. We can't say that natural is 100% safe.
Okay.
Natural products also do have ingredients, maybe natural ingredients in them and all of that, but they also have effects on the skin. Natural products or natural ingredients can even have allergens, things that can cause allergies in people's skin. In fact, sometimes the dosages are off. They're using more of something or less of something, and that can also throw the skin off.
Okay.
We are saying natural, okay, with the soap, maybe if it's natural soap, then maybe it's okay or something like that. I like the seminar. It's made of potash.
Yeah.
It's alkaline. You understand? It's alkaline. So we are still talking about the same thing. Yes,
That's
we are
why
still
most
talking about the
people
same
mix
thing.
it with
With
other
other
things.
soap.
You understand? They'll probably mix it with other things, maybe something hydrating or stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
my advice is always, if something suits your skin, if something is working for you, maintain it.
Okay.
Always seek the advice of a skin therapist to guide you in the proper way to probably use it. Because like you said, someone has been using Alatasimina all these years, or she's been using shea butter all these years without any problem, or at least to her knowledge, no problem. But then when she sees a skin specialist or a skin therapist, and then she observes her skin, she tells her, okay, with the way we are going, in the next 10 years, we might probably be in trouble. So how about we add a few things,
Yeah.
okay, to be able to balance things out. As skin therapists, we're always trying to balance things out. When she was talking about internal things, for example, if my client is a heavy drinker or she smokes, these affect the skin.
Okay.
Big way. Okay. Now, I am not a therapist to advise or to tell my client to stop.
Yeah.
I can suggest to her and let her know that you see these conditions you are experiencing right now is because of A, B, and C.
Okay.
So if it's possible, maybe you can reduce the amount of alcohol you drink in a week. But then it is my responsibility to give her skin ingredients that will combat the effects of her lifestyle. So that with drinkers and smokers, we have to up their ascorbic acid intake
Yeah.
to be able to counteract the kind of effect that they'll be having. So please, natural does not mean natural products are spoiling people's skin. I get clients in my studio who are coming from the natural department and they have burns.
Okay.
You understand? People get burns on their skin and you're wondering what natural ingredient was in there, and they hide ingredients from you. Some don't even state the ingredients list. So for me, any product that doesn't have a full ingredient list, please stay away from it. If it has a strong smell, stay away from it because they might have snuck in some other banned ingredients and not listed it on their ingredients list.
Okay, someone said you mentioned retinol and other things that will make the skin bang. We want you to repeat that.
Yes, so I think I was talking about people in their 30s or so. That if you want a healthy skin going forward, and if you want to at least age slowly a little bit, the aging that you age, but if you want to age a bit slowly, then retinol has to be in your skincare routine.
Okay.
Now retinol,
for night.
Yeah, for night. So retinol is vitamin A. Okay. Retinol is vitamin A. And there are many other brands that are sold at the pharmacy, like Tretinoin, which is quite popular now. It's the same. It's just a stronger version of retinol. Retinol is in cosmetics, and then these vitamin A are more in medications. Okay. So different like this, I think that's adapalene. So all these are like versions of vitamin A. So if you use retinol or a form of vitamin A, use it at night. Because retinol loses its potency when it comes into contact with sunlight. Okay. And then it can also reduce irritation. If you use it and then go in the sun, your skin can get irritated. So retinol in the night and then vitamin C in the morning. If you have any other skin conditions, your skin therapist will be able to help you with other ingredients that can help to balance your skin. But for those of us in our 30s, going on 40s, in fact, if you're in your late 20s, you can start now. So that's
the skincare routine.
Yes. So your cleanser,
I need it more.
Yes. So your cleanser, your vitamin C serum, get a moisturizer that is for your skin type. Because please, not all moisturizers are. And then get a sunscreen. That is for your day routine. For your night routine, your cleanser, you can get your retinol can probably be in a moisturizer form. Some are also in serums. If it's in a serum, you get that and then you get another moisturizer. Other than that, your cleanser and then your retinol for night. That should help you at least start something.
Thank you very much. And now we are wrapping up. I think the question is that, so Mrs. Datson, what's your final say when it comes to skincare routine, your final comment?
So I'll say that skincare routine is necessary. Yes, just like we would also want to be eating on a daily basis. Yes, the skin needs to be taken care of, given the necessary nourishment and then protection, so that we can like our own skin, love it, appreciate it, even into our old age. So let's not just abandon it. Let's invest a little bit into taking care of our skin, and then we would enjoy it. Yes.
And then Carol, your final comment.
So I would say little is more. You don't have to pile plenty of ingredients on your skin for it to work or for it to be healthy. Because I know many people they're using vitamin C, niacinamide, azelaic acid, all that morning pay. Then night is also a separate thing. Simple is more. Okay. Seek a skin therapist to be able to guide you on the right products to use, but keep it simple. Get a cleanser, get a moisturizer, get a sunscreen. That is fine for now, and then we can help you to build up.
But that's not simple.
It's very simple.
It's not simple. People believe that skincare is very expensive.
Well, yes,
so it can be. It's not very expensive. It's not.
It depends on the
people even spend more on what they eat than what they
but you see, the assumption is that when it's expensive, it means that is what works. But when it's less expensive,
it depends on the person's skin, like we are saying. The product can be expensive, you use it and you react to it. It will not work for you, but it will work for another person.
True.
So it's an individual thing. So it's not expensive.
You also believe it's not expensive?
I would say it depends. There are some brands that are expensive.
Okay.
And there are some brands that are in the middle, some brands that are, you just need to know what is right for you. And like we are saying, keep it simple. I'm saying simple because you might not agree. I'm saying simple because there are people who have 7-step, 10-step routines. They have what they apply. Like
So how many have you given us?
3.
I've given you just 3.
There's 3.
Just
and
3.
you think it's fine?
It's fine.
Basic.
Okay.
Just make sure that the product matches with your skin type.
That's the cleanser, the repairing, and then nourishing.
Yeah. So a cleanser will clean the skin. Your moisturizer is going to nourish. And then your protection will be your sunscreen in
which
the day.
should be 30 and above.
SPF 30 and above. And then for night routine, you're looking at something that will nourish and help repair the skin whilst you sleep.
Okay.
So you would realize that with this simple routine, we are only talking about 3 products.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4 if you add exfoliation once a week. It's just about 4 products.
Oh, then I agree. It's very simple.
It's very simple. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You have exhausted everywhere. You've given us all the gist we need to have a healthy, glowing skin. So for a simple skincare routine, we are looking at cleansing, repairing, and then nourishing. And then at night, you need your cleanser, retinol, and please help me here.
Okay, so during the day, you're talking about cleaning, nourishing, protection, right? So your cleanser, your moisturizer, your sunscreen, very important for during the day.
Sure.
Nighttime, your cleanser, and then your moisturizer again.
Okay.
With the retinol, we're talking about ingredients. So you can do retinol at night, and you can do vitamin C in the morning.
Sure. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much for coming. And we are so grateful for everyone who tuned in. So we will be back next week with another exciting topic. Bye.
For more news, please visit our website, graphic.com.gh, or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.